Welcome everybody then to this protest about what's happened overnight with the Israeli military's attack on the freedom convoy attempting to run the blockades of Gaza. My name's Joe Morris. I'll be chairing the meeting for you this evening. I'm the chair of the Glasgow campaign to welcome refugees. The Palestinians are a nation of refugees in their own country, and this freedom convoy was making an attempt, a peaceful attempt, to take necessary supplies of all kinds to the Palestinians and to raise the issue of the Israeli blockade of Palestine, so that people take it seriously and do something about it, especially governments around the world. But we've seen the most horrendous act of piracy, of murder by the State of Israel against these people. The State of Israel is becoming another word for the word murder. We have a number of speakers tonight representing the people who've called this meeting. The meeting was called by Polly McNeill, MSP, the convener of the Scottish Parliament cross-party group on Palestine, with Sandra White, MSP, the Scottish Jews for a Just Peace, for the Stop the War Coalition, for Scottish Friends of Palestine, and the Scottish Palestine Solidarity Campaign, and others. Polly McNeill was going to be leading off, but she's doing an interview at the moment. She'll speak as soon as she arrives. So Sandra White, MSP for the Scottish National Party, will start off the meeting. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you, Joe. I hate to say thank you all for turning up here today. We shouldn't have to be here today. We should all be celebrating the fact that the flotilla with all the aid had actually arrived in Gaza. I'm absolutely bereft and I'm angry and I'm frustrated at what's actually happened here today, or early hours of yesterday morning. I got an email or text yesterday, 5 o'clock in the morning, to say the flotilla had been attacked, and basically at that time 10 people had been killed. Now, I could have been on that flotilla, but that doesn't matter. I'd said I would happily go. Parliamentary business, unfortunately, I couldn't go. I'd have been happy to go on that flotilla. And what really angers me is the fact that I and others who would have been on the flotilla or even standing here have been called terrorists by the Israeli government. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not someone who wants to cause trouble. What I want to do is to see justice done. And what's happening in the Gaza Strip and the Palestinian people is not justice. And the Israeli people and the Israeli government have got to learn that the people in the rest of the world will not put up with this anymore. I've been in the flotilla. I was there a year and a half ago to the city of Gaza. We were followed by gunboats. We were followed by jets. Fortunately, they didn't attack us. It didn't make us any less scared, but it made us all the more determined to bring forward the message from the people in Gaza and the Palestinian people. International law not just has been flouted, it has been thrown out completely from the water. And we say, I say, and everyone here says, we will not put up with this anymore. Enough is enough. The international community must intervene. They must look at sanctions against Israel. They must make sure that Israel obeys by international law. And the people gathered here today, decent, law-abiding people with humanitarian interests. All we ask is justice for the Palestinian people, justice to go back to their homeland, and justice for the people in Gaza. Justice for the kids I saw in the hospitals in Gaza who were lying there in incubators, who could not be operated because the electricity cuts were put out by the Israeli government. The sewage was running freely in the streets. Why? Because the Israeli government would not let any commitment to anything going forward into Gaza to make sure that it did not run in the streets. Fishermen were actually shot at when they were trying to fish. And fish for what? fish for fish in a sea that was absolutely polluted by sewage. And why? Because the Israeli government will not allow anything in to make sure that the Israelis are actually there in somewhere where they can actually say, we believe in the Gazan people. Now that might sound strange to yourself, but what I'm trying to say to the decent Israeli people, because we have some here today, we know that, we have some decent Israeli people, you must tell your government enough is enough. We will not put up with it any longer. 19 people so far dead at the hands of Israeli commandos. I say it's a disgrace, it's abominable, and we cannot put up with it any longer. Thank you very much for coming here today. We'll continue to fight for the sake of the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine. And thanks a lot. And power to the people of Gaza and the people of Palestine.
Thanks, Sandra. You'll have seen on television maybe the huge demonstration building up in London today. You'll have seen the demonstrations building up in Istanbul, cities across Europe and across the world.